Everybody, welcome back to A Brush with Coaches. This is session 2, looking at energies. Session 1, we identified the 4 energies we need to think about: physical, intellectual, emotional and spiritual. Today we're going to look at physical. Now, compared to 25, 50 or 100 years ago, many of us are living a much more sedentary lifestyle. So it's tempting to think that physical energy is less of a concern for us. But nothing could be further from the truth, because our physical energy fuels our performance. It is our primary energy source. It's the one we draw from on a day-by-day basis to help us get through the day. So if you want to perform at your best, if you want to be effective, then we really need to think about how we're managing our physical energy. To do that, there's 3 things I like us to think about: our sleeping, our eating and our exercise. And what we know is statistically we're not doing a good job. Most of us are rushing around at 100 miles an hour, cramming so much into our day, not necessarily making wise time investment choices, which means that we go to bed late. And because we go to bed late and we have to be up early, we're not getting enough sleep. And 50% of us are sleep deprived, and between 70 and 80% of us say that we feel tired a significant amount of the time. So then, to get us through the day, because we're tired, we reach for caffeine or sugary snacks. We're consuming 25% more caffeine than we were 10 years ago, and we are eating 3 times more sugar than our daily allowance recommends, and we're consuming about 10 to 20% more saturated fat than is good for us. So we're tired, we make some food choices which impact our wellness. 63% of us are overweight, 1 in 3 of us have high blood pressure, so we're not that fit. Between 35 and 45% of us are not getting enough exercise. Now, we know that exercise helps us sleep, but also gives us more energy. So if we're not exercising, that further depletes our energy and impacts our sleep. And therefore, we don't sleep well. And because we don't sleep well, we're sleep deprived, and the cycle works all over again. That might not be your day exactly, but there's probably elements of there which you resonate with. And as a consequence, we're not performing at our best because we're not managing our physical energy. So, how do we manage our physical energy better? Well, it's the same old thing. You're going to be sick of hearing me say this. It's about choice. Now, there are some areas of your life that you haven't got control over. I know you're busy. I know you've got a lot of responsibilities. But it's easy to give away all of our choice. So what I'd like you to think about is, where at the moment are you making poor choices which end up costing you energy rather than giving you energy, and what would it take for you to choose differently? Because there's no magic bullet here. There's not one thing you can do to get better at managing your physical energy or increase your physical energy. It is a series of little choices done consistently and consecutively and consciously, day by day, that allow you to slowly and surely put more energy into that physical energy tank, and to stop the leaks of energy in all the areas that are unhelpful. So this is about being really conscious about the choices you make around your physical energy, about how you sleep, about how you eat, and about how you exercise. And most of us are on autopilot, and we think we're a victim to our lifestyle, but we choose our lifestyle to a large degree. So if you want to get more energy, if you want to be at your best more of the time, if you want to have more focus, more commitment, more engagement, feel less tired, feel less frustrated, feel less anxious, feel less irritable, it starts with choice. So that's my invitation to you today. Just notice your physical energy. Notice where you're making decisions that might add to your physical energy, and where you might be making decisions that detract from your physical energy. And just notice the impact that has. Good luck with that. I'll see you back here tomorrow when we will talk about intellectual energy. Till then, go well. Bye-bye.